Israelites, what it do, family? Family. Of course, I have another word to share with the listening ears of Yah's people. I have a couple of scriptures to read from the book of Judges, family, and I have a couple of videos I want y'all to see, just little bitty clips of what's going on. And it's about, Trump, Benjamin Netanyahu, and, what's going on around in the Persian Gulf area with the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, I'm going to call this one, family, they are not the people. Okay, and I'm going to show you why not. Okay, now you got a whole lot of news outlets. They're calling this Donald Trump's war. Even the NATO nations in Europe, where Trump is trying to get help from, to try to, get them to send some military equipment, some ships and stuff down there in the Strait of Hormuz, to keep it open. But ironically, those nations need the oil that's coming from the Persian Gulf area more so than the United States. So, but anyhow, okay. So they're saying to Trump, that's not our war. And all of them are saying to him, that's not our war. This is your war. But okay, now a lot of people just won't say, who is the main corporate of this war. The main counterpart is Benjamin Netanyahu. He's got Trump and America in his pocket. Everybody's scared to speak out against him, but he's the one that asked Donald Trump to assist him in going to bomb Iran. And Iran is holding that business down. They're holding that business down and taking names, you dig? So United States is trying to get the EU involved when he first said that he didn't need them. We don't need them. We're the most strong, most powerful country in the world. And now he sees that it's not as easy as he thought it was going to be trying to deal with Iran. They got a lot of missiles all up in those mountains. They got a lot of military equipment. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow. So now they're kind of leaving Donald Trump out to dry. He's by himself. But check this out. Okay, now this is just a little rhetoric that they're kicking out to him that this is not our war. And I don't blame him. I got to get some bars with this thing.
The war in the Middle East is now triggering a new global confrontation. Donald Trump is demanding that U.S. allies help secure the strategic Strait of Hormuz, through which nearly 20% of the world's energy supplies pass. The waterway has been severely disrupted since the escalation of the U.S.-Israel war on Iran.
I'll start immediately, but it'll take a little time to get here. Some of the countries have minesweepers, that's good. Some of the countries have a certain type of different outlets. Some of the countries would be help. Remember, it only takes a couple of people to screw up the strait, a couple of terrorists. You don't need your military is needed, but all you need is a few people dropping mines here and there, and you louse it up. So we need. We have demanding that these countries come in and protect their own territory because it is their territory. It's a place from which they get their energy, and they should come and they should help us protect it.
But Washington's demand is facing resistance from key allies. Japan and Australia say they currently have no plans to send naval ships to escort vessels through the strait, despite their heavy dependence on Middle Eastern oil.
You hear that?
We have not made any decisions whatsoever about dispatching escort ships. We are continuing to examine what Japan can do within the legal framework.
We know how incredibly important that is, but that's not something that we've been asked or that we're contributing to.
They don't want to get involved in no war. You know what I'm saying? It's like it wasn't planned out or nothing. They was having a meeting. Benjamin Netanyahu that Ali Khomeini, you know, the Ayatollah over there that they killed, him and Trump, they were having some meetings, and apparently, you know, Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu was probably trying to tell the Ayatollah that under no circumstances will we ever allow Iran to produce any nuclear weapons. So somewhere along the way during that meeting, you know, they wasn't getting nowhere. So, you know, Benjamin Netanyahu and Trump, you know, their leadership skills shows that they were in their feelings, and without even consulting the rest of their allies in the world, like the NATO nations, the EU and what have you, the United Nations, they took it upon themselves, hot under the collar. Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, you know, went and started bombing Iran, killed that man, and killed a lot of the people in his family, you know. And so now Iran is like kicking butt and taking names, you know what I'm saying? And Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, all they know is just to shoot missiles and bombs like they think that's the way to win a war. You know, not dependent on their generals, their military people at all, not even getting permission from Congress to even go bomb Iran. They take it upon themselves to just do their own thing. Now America needs help from the EU, NATO nations, United Nations, and the Israelis. They're always, if they're supposed to be the people, why are they always dependent on the United States for money and weapons? See, look at the scriptures, family. Throughout the history of the scriptures with the Israelites, the chosen people of Yah, they never depended on other nations in the world to help them do anything. They always depended on Father Yah. Even when many nations was coming up against them to fight, to battle against the Israelites, they never sought help from the neighboring nations. Their help was always from Father Yah. And as long as they were obedient and keeping his commandments and stuff like that, he went to bat for them. Even during the time of the Philistines was going up against the Israelites. And the Philistines had that big old giant Goliath. Okay, so, you know, and then here is young 17-year-old shepherd boy, David, who later became the second king of Israel. So he talked to Saul and asked him if he can go out and fight the giant. Y'all know the story. He took only his sling and 5 smooth stones. And he told that giant, you have the audacity, not verbatim, to defy the armies of the Most High? You know what I'm saying? He told him before he even did it. He said, this day, you know, I will kill you and cut off your head. You know, and he ran toward that giant, speaking the word of Yah to him, not dependent on any nation around to give him any assistance. See, that's the history of the true Israelites in the scriptures, family. But these people who call themselves the chosen people of Yah, but some of them are admitting it, their God is Satan. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, that's the synagogue of Satan. They are not the apple of Yah's eye. Scripture says those who bless Israel shall be blessed. Those who curse Israel shall be cursed. America has been blessing the Israelis since 1948. And look how much debt this country is in. That don't seem like a blessing to me. That does not appear like a blessing to me for helping those people. You know, and now this country needs helps, you know, to try to handle Iran in the Strait of Hormuz situation, dependent on other nations to try to give them a hand. So that clearly shows that, you know, neither are the people of Yah. You know what I'm saying? You know, but the people of Yah are inside of these nations, but not leading these nations in Esau's kingdom. At the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob that follow. Okay? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Okay, I got another couple of little short clips, y'all, just to see that these other nations that's supposed to be United States allies are just leaving them out to dry. They're not giving them no help. Check it out.
Secretary of Defense for the Middle East, Mick Mulroy, is here for more. Hi, Mick. So more than 2,000 Marines are headed to the Middle East, but the administration has yet to comment on what their mission will entail. What do you think they're going there to do?
it's not known, but of course they have a lot of capabilities, both air and ground. It's an amphibious force that's designed to be very self-contained. And what everybody's looking at, of course, is Clark Island. That is the island that the Iranians use to essentially process 90% of their oil. And if we were to take it, then we could potentially use it as a bargaining chip for Iran to reopen the Straits of Hormuz. So that's the concept that could be being planned for right now. There's a lot of risk to it. If they were to do it amphibiously, they would have to actually go through the straits and then transit 300 miles of Iranian coastline, to get there. The other way would be to bring helicopters in. So there's a couple options there, but right now it's unknown what their military task and purpose is for being redirected to the Middle East.
I'm going to tell you, family, if the United States and any nation try to go through that region of the Persian Gulf, 300 miles of Iranian coast borders the Persian Gulf, along with the Strait of Hormuz. I'm telling you, even before it happened, if the United States with military ships and whatever try to go through there and take over that part where they produce the oil and develop it, they're going to be slaughtered, because Iran have missiles all along the shores of their border of the Persian Gulf. Missiles, rockets, rockets that are on automobiles where they can shoot missiles and then move, so the targets that they're shooting at won't know their location. Man, they are dug in deep. They got missiles that have come out of the ground. So, hey, they've been preparing for this for centuries, not for centuries, but for decades. You know what I'm saying? So it will be a bloodbath if the United States or any nation with them try to go in there and take over the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. You know what I'm saying? There will be a lot of casualties on both sides. I really don't think they will be able to take that from Iran. That's their bread and butter, their oil. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, here's one more short little clip. And then I'm going to get to reading these scriptures that I got, y'all, to show you that Yah's people depend on him, okay? Not numbers from other nations to help them out. That shows you these people are not the people.
The Israelis, of America's closest allies, demanding that they now help secure the Strait of Hormuz. Many are not interested. One U.S. ally saying it's not our war. We didn't start it. Here's our chief international correspondent, James Longman, from the region again tonight.
Iran still causing chaos across the region tonight. A massive explosion as a drone slammed into this hotel in Baghdad. Flames shooting out of the building. Video circulating online. And near the US Embassy, video showing the moment air defense systems shot down a rocket flying nearby. Tonight, President Trump is blasting some key US allies for refusing to answer his new call for help in reopening the critical Strait of Hormuz. That's more than 2 weeks after he launched
begging for help.
Without those allies.
We don't need anybody. We're the strongest nation in the world. We have the strongest military by far in the world. We don't need them.
Late today, the president claimed the UK was unwilling to help in the beginning.
I was very surprised with the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom, 2 weeks ago, I said, why don't you send some ships over? And he really didn't want to.
He ain't talking about nothing. You see what he said? He didn't need their help. You see what he said? Nah, we're the strongest nation on earth. We don't need their help. But now he see it's more serious than he ever thought or ever anticipated. Trying to, blast Iran to smithereens. And that's going to get it. Them people are dug in. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of weapons. But check out the scriptures, y'all, to show you that Yah's people, whenever they were in situations with their enemies, the people of Yah did not depend on any nations for help like the Israelis do, always depending on America, as a big brother, what I'm saying, for money, weapons, and now supposed to be the strongest country on earth, America, is begging EU and NATO for help. But they ain't biting. Check this out, y'all, scripture. Book of Judges, chapter 7. Well, chapter 6 up here first. Now, what's going on is that the Israelites are about to go to war against the Midianites, and Gideon is talking to our father and asking him for help. Check it out. And Gideon said unto Elohim, If thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said, behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the flour, and if the dew be on the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth, besides, then shall I know that thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said. I'm jumping down to chapter 7 now, verse 2. And the Adonai said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 22,000, and there remained 10,000. And the Adonai said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. He's talking about Israelites. Bring them down unto the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, and the same shall go with thee, and of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go. So he brought down the people unto the water, and the Adonai said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hands to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Adonai said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go every man unto his place. You see, that's the Most High that we serve. That's the Most High, the Elohim of the Israelites. Okay? Now you got the Israelis dependent on America, and America dependent on EU and the NATO nations for help. But the one true Elohim, the way he did business with his people, the Israelites, the true children of Yah, when they were in battle or about to go to battle with other nations, our people depended on him. So it shows you these scriptures as opposed to what's going on in the world with the Israelis and Trump. Those are not the people. Everything they do is wrong. They don't trust in Yah. You never hear them talking about Yah. They trust in their money and their weapons. That's it. Because they're Psalm 83. Now Psalm 83 are warring against each other. And you got some of these Psalm 83 nations have been so divided from America, they don't even want to help Trump fight this war. Even though they need the oil too. But see, he done put a bad taste in all of their mouths. They don't even want to help him. And he's bragging about this is the most powerful country in the world. It don't look like it no more. You see, the party is over. The blessings that they was bathing in, the riches, bragging, enjoying themselves, being on top of the Israelites for centuries. They thought it was going to always be like that, family. But see, Yah is in control. And their time that they had as blessings over Yah's chosen people has ended. And Yah has turned back to us and given us the Ruach HaKodesh. Now we are downloading all this spiritual knowledge to the world, and they're still trying to ignore us. Oh, but they listening though. They're listening though, but being very quiet. Every now and then a nut will raise up and say something stupid, But those who bless the true Israelites, the apple of his eye shall be blessed, and those who curse us shall be cursed. America has cursed Yah's apple of his eye for lots of decades, even some centuries. We have never been given reparations for our troubles here, like other nations that had problems and stuff in the world, but nobody had problems nearly as we did. Chattel slavery, reduced to 3/5 of a human being, just property. But you got Japan, who started World War II by attacking America, they got reparations, and they started the attack on America in World War II. You know, the Israelis got reparations for what Germany did to them during World War II. You know what I'm saying? The so-called pretendians got reparations. They bought casinos all over the place. They are not Israelites, because the true Israelites have not been compensated for all that we have been dealing with in this world, especially in this country. You know, but our time is now, family. So I just want to share a few scriptures with you to show that our people, looking through the history of the scriptures, never depended on nations for anything. As far as helping them fight wars, our help was only the Most High, always. Very unlike what's going on in the world today with Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israelis and Donald Trump begging NATO and United Nations for help. Okay? So understand what's going on, family. I'm going to keep you posted. As the Ruach drop a word in my spirit, I'll be delivering it to glorify our Father, edify, and keep our people encouraged. So I hope you got some understanding in Yah's word. So until next time, may Yah bless you, your family, stay safe, one love, and shalom.